It's pretty much the oldest question in the world, right? Of all the people out there, why do we fall for that one special person? Today, we're going to dive into the science of who we love, and our guide for this is the fascinating work of anthropologist Helen Fisher.
And Fisher herself just puts the question perfectly. It's a mystery that has puzzled poets, philosophers, and, let's be honest, all of us for centuries. Is it just fate, pure chance, or is there something else going on under the surface?
So to start unraveling this whole mystery, let's begin with a story. A story that really captures the puzzle of human connection perfectly.
Okay, so just think about how unlikely this sounds. You've got Patrick, a journalist who had literally lost everything after Hurricane Katrina. And then you have Suzanne, a successful lawyer. On paper, these two were worlds apart. And yet, their very first phone call lasted 3 hours. And that connection, it was immediate and it was powerful.
It's a word we throw around all the time. We just have great chemistry. But what if that's not just a metaphor? What if it's literally, biologically true?
Well, according to Helen Fisher's research, the secret isn't in our hearts or written in the stars. It's right here, in the complex, incredible wiring of our brains. See, at the very heart of Fisher's theory is this idea. Your personality isn't just some random collection of quirks, it's a direct reflection of your brain's unique chemical signature. It's like a biological blueprint that shapes how you think, how you feel, and, ultimately, who you fall in love with.
And this blueprint, it's defined by the activity of 4 main players in your brain. These 4 chemicals, we're talking dopamine, serotonin, testosterone, and estrogen, they don't just mess with our moods. They actually form the very foundation of 4 totally distinct personality types.
So this chemical blueprint gives us 4 different types of people. It's time to meet the cast of characters. And as we go through them, see if you recognize yourself, or maybe someone you know.
First up, we have the explorer, and their defining chemical is dopamine. That's the neurotransmitter we associate with things like novelty, motivation, and that feeling of reward.
Come on, you know somebody like this. That person in your life who's always chasing the next big thing. The one who's just endlessly curious, super spontaneous, and maybe a little bit restless. If someone just popped into your head, you're probably thinking of an explorer. They're born risk-takers, driven by this powerful need for new experiences.
And this quote, it just perfectly illustrates the explorer's worldview. Helen Keller, despite facing these unimaginable challenges, absolutely embodied this relentless drive for experience and learning. A quintessential explorer for sure.
Okay, next up, meet the builder. Their dominant chemical system is serotonin, which is linked to things like calmness, social behavior, and a love for order.
Builders are really the steady force in our world. They value tradition, rules, loyalty, all that good stuff. They're calm, they're social, they're conscientious. Just think of them as the guardians of our communities, the people who build and maintain the social structures we all rely on.
Our third type is the director. And as the name suggests, they are fueled by testosterone, a hormone that's linked to focus, logic, and being really decisive.
Directors are the ultimate strategic thinkers. They're super analytical, really direct, and they absolutely love to figure out how systems work. Doesn't matter if it's a computer, a car engine, or a business plan. They're competitive and they're driven to get things done.
And finally, we have the negotiator. Their personality is shaped primarily by estrogen, a hormone that has a big influence on things like empathy, imagination, and verbal skills.
Negotiators, well, they're master connectors. They have what Fisher calls web thinking, this amazing ability to see the big picture and connect all these different ideas. They're highly intuitive, super empathetic, and what they're really looking for are deep, harmonious relationships.
So let's just tie this all together for a second. As you can see, each type's dominant chemical creates a totally different core drive. You've got everything from the explorer's thirst for adventure all the way to the negotiator's deep search for connection. All right, so now we know the 4 types. But the next big question is, how do they fall in love? This is where the chemistry really starts to spark.
Fisher's research found 2 major patterns. First up, like attracts like. Explorers often look for other explorers, and builders are drawn to other builders. It makes sense, right? They're seeking that shared sense of stability. They find comfort in being similar. But then you've got the classic opposites attract. The analytical director is often just completely fascinated by the empathetic negotiator. Their different strengths create this powerful complementary balance.
And let's bring this right back to our opening story. Patrick, the empathetic and spontaneous journalist, a classic negotiator/explorer,
And he found his perfect complement in Suzanne, the successful, decisive lawyer, a classic director. Their biological blueprints were different, sure, but they fit together perfectly. And that created a really powerful foundation for love.
Now, this is all fascinating as a theory, but the real power comes when you turn the lens on yourself. So, what about you?
Just think about it for a second. Are you an explorer, always looking for the next thrill? Maybe a builder who really values stability and tradition? Or are you a decisive director, or an empathetic negotiator? Recognizing your own chemical signature, well, that can be the key to understanding your past choices and your future connections.
Ultimately, what this framework suggests is that attraction isn't some random thing, it's not about destiny, it's about biology. Who you are at a fundamental chemical level is the hidden architecture of how you love. So the real question isn't just, what's your type? But how can understanding your own biology help you build the love story you truly want? What's your story?